The first method we will observe is the audiolingual method, or ALM. It's a method with which many of you may already be familiar. My colleague, Michael Gerald, will now demonstrate the ALM. Watch carefully what the teacher is doing and what he is asking the students to do.
Good morning, class.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. Today's lesson is going to be about two people, about a salesman, a special kind of a salesman. Now, you know what a salesman is. That's a person who sells something to somebody else, a salesman. We're going to, today the salesman is a vacuum cleaner salesman, and the other person, here's the vacuum cleaner salesman, and let me write that. The other person is a woman, or we could call her a housewife. So now, I want you to just listen and watch what I do. Listen carefully, watch what I do, and try to understand, okay? Now, I'm the salesman now, okay? I'm going to be both people. I'm going to play two roles. I'm going to be the salesman and the woman. Okay. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring. Now, the woman. Hello? Hello, madam. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town? Yes, of course I would. Then, madam, you need the amazing Hoover vacuum cleaner. No, I don't. Salesman. What? Why not? Because my husband does the cleaning in our house. Oh. Okay, now listen, and I'll do it one more time. You just listen and don't talk this time. Listen again, I'll do it one more time. Salesman. Rings the bell. Woman. Good morning. Good morning, madam. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town? Yes, of course I would. Then, madam, you need the amazing Hoover vacuum cleaner. The woman says, no, I don't. Salesman says, what? Why not? And the woman says, because my husband does the cleaning in our house. And the salesman says, oh. All right, now, we're going to learn this together now. I'm going to help you learn how to say this whole dialogue, okay? So, please repeat. The first line is the woman says, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The salesman says, good morning. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Good morning. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Okay. House in town. Just say that much. House in town. The cleanest house in town.
The cleanest house in town.
Okay. Now just group D here. The cleanest house in town.
The cleanest house in town.
A. The cleanest house in... That's okay. The cleanest house in town.
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 Okay, now just you. The cleanest house in town.
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 Cleanest.
Cleanest.
The cleanest house in town.
The cleanest house in town.
Good, very good. Okay. This group. The cleanest house in town.
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 Ah, no, just right now, just this group, okay? That's good. In a minute, in a minute. The cleanest house in town. Just
The cleanest house in town.
you, man.
The cleanest house in town.
The cleanest house in town. Good. Everybody, the cleanest house in town.
Cleanest house in town.
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Okay. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town? Good. Okay, you.
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
The cleanest house in town.
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Good. Okay. From the beginning now, the woman says, "Good morning." Everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
The salesman says, "Good morning, madam. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?"
Good morning, madam. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Okay, good. Now the woman says, "Yes, of course I would."
Yes, of course I would.
Yes, of course I would. Now you remember that we don't write down these dialogues as we're saying them, because at the end of the class I will give you a copy so you can read it. Right now concentrate on memorizing it just from the sounds, okay? And later you'll be able to see it in writing. So from the beginning, the woman says, "Good morning."
Good morning.
The man says, "Good morning, madam."
Good morning.
Okay. "Good morning, madam. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?"
Good morning, madam. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
"Yes, of course I would."
Yes, of course I would.
Then madam, you need the amazing Hoover vacuum cleaner."
Then, madam, you need the amazing Hoover vacuum cleaner.
"No, I don't."
No, I don't.
"What? Why not?"
What? Why not?
"What? Why not?"
What? Why not?
Yeah, what? Why not? Okay, use the gestures, see? What? What? Why not?
What? Why not?
Try it with your hands. Use your hands.
What? Why not?
Yeah, what? Why not? And your shoulders. See my shoulders?
Why not?
What? Why not? Okay, everybody together. What? Why not?
What? Why not?
Okay. All right, can we have two volunteers? Two volunteers. Come up, please. And how about a woman now? And
Yes.
Hassan, you can be the salesman.
Here she is.
And we need a woman. Sonia? Please. Oh, just you begin. Ring the bell.
Good morning.
Good morning, madam. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Of course.
Then,
Good.
I got the amazing Hoover vacuum cleaner.
Then you need this.
You need the amazing Hoover vacuum cleaner.
Oh no, I don't.
What? Why not?
What? Why not?
Because my husband does the cleaning in our house.
Oh.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't sell it.
Answer the next one.
And the next one, we have two more people, please. Two more people to do this. Now we're going to do a little grammar practice. Okay? Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Prettiest house.
Would you like to have the prettiest house in town?
Good. Would you like to have the prettiest house in town?
Would you like to have the prettiest house in town?
Greenest lawn.
Would you like to have the greenest lawn in town?
Would you like to have the greenest lawn in town?
Would you like to have the greenest lawn in town?
Good. Okay. Now, again, this time individual people. Okay? We'll do it again. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Do you like to have the cleaning house down?
Cleanest.
Cleanest.
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Do you like to have the cleanest house down?
In town.
In town.
Okay, good. Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Do you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Would.
It's only now, at the end of the grammar drilling, that the students see the printed word.
Okay, now this time I'll read it and then you repeat after me. Read it and repeat, okay? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, madam.
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Would you like to have the cleanest house in town?
Yes, of course I would.
Yes, of course I would.
All right, now, for your homework for tomorrow, I want you to memorize this. Memorize it. And tomorrow, in class tomorrow, I'm going to ask you to say this perfectly with no mistakes without the paper. You understand?
Yes, yes.
So your homework tonight is to memorize this perfectly. Okay? And then the other thing you have to do, you have two things for homework. You have to sell this vacuum cleaner to someone. Okay? Sell this vacuum cleaner to someone for homework. Okay? That's all for today. Thank you for coming. See you tomorrow. Okay. Goodbye.
As the lesson began, we saw the teacher presenting a dialogue to the class. The students just listened to the teacher at first. One of the ALM teacher's major roles is that of a model of the target language. It's the student's job to repeat as accurately as they can the teacher's model. Language learning is seen to be a process of habit formation. The more often the students repeat something, the stronger the habit and the greater the learning. We saw how the students stumbled over one of the lines of the dialogue they were repeating. When this happened, the teacher used a backward build-up drill with a troublesome line. He started at the end of the sentence and had the students repeat the final phrase. To this, he added each phrase in turn until the students were able to say the whole sentence smoothly. The teacher corrected students' errors in other ways as well. For example, by quickly saying the phrase for the students to hear and repeat. It's important to prevent learners from making errors, since errors lead to the formation of bad habits. Later in the lesson, the teacher used grammar drills, a single slot substitution drill, and a question and answer drill. These drills help students to learn, or even better, to overlearn the sentence patterns of the target language. The overlearning leads to automaticity. You may have noticed that the teacher often said good or very good. In this way, he positively reinforced his students' work. Such reinforcement helps the students to develop correct habits. It wasn't until the end of the lesson that the students got to see the written version of the dialogue which they were learning. This is consistent with the ALM principle that speech is more basic to language than the written form.